Dubious ones, welcome back to the channel for a very exciting video. Today we are talking about WWE2K25 and all the beautiful changes we're getting to Universe Mode. It's finally here, it's that time. But before we get into that, make sure you smash the like button, as if we get to 500 likes on this video here, I'm going to give you guys a copy of WWE2K25. Stay tuned to the end of the video for the details on the giveaway. Now let's get right into it. Now, first of all, I want to give a big shout out to the folks whose footage and information I'm going to be using that I got from these channels. So there are many creators that got to go check out Universe Mode and got to get some of the gameplay and stuff. So make sure you go and check out Smacktalks. I will be leaving a link to all their channels in the description down below. But go give them a subscribe if you haven't already, as well as JustBryan New York, his first time at creator content. Congratulations to him. He also made a fantastic video on Universe Mode. Make sure you go check him out as well and give him a subscribe, as well as famous creator to WWE2K25. WhatsTheStatus. Make sure you go check him out as well and give him a subscribe as well. Again, I will leave links in the description down below to all of their channels. But let's get into it. This, again, just using some gameplay in the background for you guys while I talk about the many changes coming to Universe Mode. So first of all, we're well aware, as you can see on screen right now, we are getting promos back in WWE2K25. That is fantastic. We've been asking for it for a long time, and it looks like it's much better than the way it used to be. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice here in the promos is, I want to skip right to that, is the new promo system. You're not actually going to get any dialogue. So when you see the promos and you see them mouthing movements, there's not actually any dialogue that comes with it. There's no voice acting. There's no dialogue. So this is going to be a controversial point for some people because, again, you might want that dialogue there. Now, the announce team does do a good job in explaining things that are going on when you're doing the promos. So, like, it will state that, like, oh, blah, 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 this guy has something to say or whatever. So the promo, or the announce team does kind of help fill in those gaps. But for me, as a content creator who wants to make universe content, and I will be making universe content, so stay tuned to the channel for that once the game is released. But this is actually great for me. This I love because I get the animation of the promo, and now I can script my own script below it. So that is what I'm actually excited for. Some of you, let me know in the comments below if you're for or against this, because right now, CM Punk talking, this is what promos are going to look like. But there's no dialogue. None whatsoever. But you get the promo interrupts, the music hits, you're going to get all that stuff. The cutscenes look really cool. But again, there's no dialogue here. I'm actually in favor of that because in the past, the dialogue options they had were not great. Now, promos do have dialogue when you have choices, like right here. You're going to see right here. I accept the challenge. Let's do the match right now. Screw your match. I'm out. I don't want to fight. I don't want a match. I want to fight. So whatever you choose will have a branching option of what happens next, right? So if it's going to start a match right away, you don't have to wait or anything. See, the ref just gets in the ring. If you start the match right away, boom, and then you get right into the match. So it's actually really awesome. As you can see, we have different variations and cutscenes and everything for the promos. So this is really cool. This is really exciting for me because, again, as a content creator, I now get to put the dialogue box up myself when I'm editing my videos and put whatever dialogue you want in. So you really have a lot more creative freedom. You don't have to cover something that they have as their, as their base dialogue to put in your own. So I'm actually in favor of this. Again, let me know in the comments below if you're for or against the fact that there is no actual dialogue. Voice acting, of course, would be cool. But again, you'd have limited options. And what are you going to do for created wrestlers? You know what I mean? If you're using, like, say, doing an AEW or your own custom universe, like your own custom federation with created wrestlers of your own, what are you going to do for dialogue then? Because you're not going to have voice acting for that. So I actually think this is a great compromise. It's this way to me, this is what I wanted. This is how I'd like to see promos come to Universe Mode. Another big thing we're getting is again, One thing that was stated, I will touch on in one of the interviews, is that we were not at launch going to be getting the Women's Intercontinental and U.S. Championships. But since then, the creative team was able to implement this actually before launch. So we actually do have the Women's Intercontinental Championship and U.S. Championships in the game. So for fans who are worried about that, that is a neat thing that we are getting with this. Now, another thing I wanted to touch on, I'm actually going to go touch over on JustBryan's video here because he was actually able to capture this footage. Now, I know a lot of this, most of this was actually in the game in 2K24, but this is what I've been asking for. If you've been following the channel and the things I asked for in my, in what I need to see in Universe, is that I want to see all the creative story cutscenes back, but thrown into the rivalry system. And now everything's going to be done in Universe mode through the rivalry system. So just be aware of that. Everything's going to be done through the rivalry system. But when you have a rivalry, you get to add your own actions. And as you're going to see right here, sorry, I went back too far. But as you're going to see, you have all the different categories of what kind of cutscene you want to play. Whether you want an ambush, an attack, a cheap shot, a disrespect, a fallout, a promo, showdown, sportsmanship. And as you're going to see, Bryan was great and he was able to cover, again, make sure you go watch his video on the Universe mode, see what he had to say, and go check out his channel. Again, link will be in the description down below for you. But you get to see here the different, look at all the different actions. This is just from ambush, right? You have, if you're playing, and one thing I will say that I don't like about this, as you're going to see from Undertaker's ambush, requirements not met. What I'm not a fan of is for the Undertaker's scenes, not this one specifically, but one where you appear as the Undertaker, the lights go out and you appear behind them and then give them a choke slam or whatever. That is unique to the Undertaker, and I would love to see that removed as a requirement so that if you want an Abyss, like a created wrestler, or a Malachi Black or something else, or just with somebody like a, just like whoever you want as a created wrestler to show up. I mean, obviously choke slam is going to be unique to specific wrestlers, but if you have your own created wrestlers like an Abyss or something, you want to have the lights go on, him show up behind and be able to give the chokeslam, I think that cutscene should be available to anyone. When you restrict it to just the Undertaker, I understand the reasons why. It's a very unique Undertaker cutscene. But to me, I would like to see that creative freedom given to the players for whoever they want, especially when they're doing creation, when they're doing a universe with their own created wrestlers or their own created organizations, federations, promotions, that sort of thing. But as you're seeing, he goes through this really fast. But as you're seeing, each option that you have has many different options here. Like that was Cheap Shot, Brawl. Each one has a whole bunch of different cutscenes to choose from. And I actually love that. Like if you go to the Disrespect, look how many, look, this scrolls down. Look how many options you're getting on the Disrespects. And it tells you, who's going to, you just can switch the rival, the first, if they're in the first or second slot, to decide if you want Liv Morgan or Raquel Rodriguez in this situation. To perform them, but it says Liv Morgan pitted against their troubled ally and rival. Raquel Rodriguez attempts to keep the match competitive and low stakes. Raquel Rodriguez wants none of it and is determined and desperate to come out of this match as the better superstar, even at the cost of some of the friendship. And then it says the effects are Liv Morgan plus 25%, Raquel Rodriguez plus 25%, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez become enemies. Winner gains 10 momentum in the feud. So I'm loving the fact, I get it. I get that a lot of this was in 2K24, but it's just more cutscenes. Look at the amount of cutscenes and options we now have in Universe mode. Some of them are new. A lot of them aren't. And then WhatsTheStatus himself also goes over, without any commentary, but goes over a lot of the stuff you're going to see in the Universe mode. But I love the fact that we're getting the option of the cutscenes through the rivalry. It's pretty much exactly what I asked for in getting those creative story cutscenes into rivalry mode. I'd like to see more cutscenes all the time, but the amount we have right now currently is actually really incredible from what I've seen. This is showing off some of the titles that are in the game that'll be in Universe mode. Obviously, different ways of unlocking them. But I love that you're getting all the titles throughout history as well as some unique ones. I'll go back and you'll see there's some NXT Undisputed, which is the Undisputed is, or sorry, NXT Mutiny or whatever. There's some Mutiny titles that are unique, I guess, to My Rise. Where are they here? They're here somewhere. They have, anyways, they do have some Mutiny titles that I thought were super cool. I kind of want to rewind and find them for you guys because I know they're there. But it's really cool that you're getting all the current titles. You're getting a huge list of classic titles, whether it be ECW, the 24/7 Championship. You You're getting more ECW titles, the Hardcore title, a Multiverse Infinite Championship. So again, we're getting unique, created, like, own unique titles that look really cool. Obviously, we have created championship in there, but a Multiversal Infinite Cardboard Championship. You get the $1 million championship. You're getting a left triangle, left, right championship, as well as the up, up, down, down championship. Like, you're getting all these really cool, and here are the NXT Mutiny championships that I guess are unique to the MyRise, which are very cool. They look pretty cool. I'm a fan. Then you're getting the classic NXT titles, UK titles. So it's just really cool to see all the unique titles that are coming to the game. You've got the Fiends Championship right there. You're getting like a WCW NWO Legacy Championship, so not something you got in WCW, but a very cool championship. Here you're seeing the up, up, down, down. You've got a Unify NXT Tag Team Championship. You got WCW titles in here. Classic Championships. Some championships I've never seen. Like, I've never seen the WCW Women's Classic Championship. I don't know if that's a real title or one they made for the game. Getting, of course, the NWO spray paint over the WCW title. It's just really awesome. The amount of championships that are in this game are so amazing to me. A lot of them, especially the classic titles like the Winged Eagle and stuff like that, huge for me as a fan. As well as, again, create a championship. You get all your own thing. Here he goes over the roster, so you'll just see that in the background as I talk. All the the roster members in the game, and then you get to see all the different extra attires for certain characters. Now, my biggest takeaway, the biggest loss, because so far this year, the universe mode, I'm super pumped for. Super hyped for. I think it's the best universe we've seen in years. There are more features that I will talk about as well. But one thing I just will list, my one sad point is that we're still stuck, and this is a Creation Suite issue, is we're still stuck to 100 Create a Wrestler slots, which that isn't my biggest issue, but the 1,000 logo limit is my issue. Because when you download characters like a Malachi Black that has a ton of tattoos and everything, that eats up tons of, and you don't want less unique logos locked in Create a Wrestler, because then you're not getting as well, you're not getting proper versions of a Malachi Black or a Brody Lee or someone with lots of tattoos, stuff like that. So I want accurate versions of them, but the 1,000 logo limit just isn't enough when that also applies to your arenas, your federations. So if you're creating unique arenas, unique federations, or if you're making an AEW or a New Japan or even an old school WWF or WCW, certain logos that they might not have in the game. I understand they do have some WCW. They have Nitro. I believe we're getting Thunder this year, I heard. We'll have a lot of that classic stuff, but you're obviously not getting any AEW things, so you're going to have to download all those logos for all your arenas, all your events, all your everything. Same thing if you want New Japan or other federations that aren't in the game, promotions that aren't in the game. So it's really, really upsetting that we're stuck with that 1,000 logo limit that we've had for over a decade. But downers aside, I am super, super pumped for Universe. Very, very excited with all the new stuff that is coming in. One of the biggest things we'll see if I don't know if WhatsTheStatus covers this. No, he's going over more of the teams and stuff. So we'll actually take a look again back over at Smacktalks here as the 2-night pay-per-views. So we were aware that you can do a PLE on a Saturday and Sunday for, say, a WrestleMania. But did you know you can have multiple events now on the same night? And not only can you have multiple events on the same night, if you look down below here where it says swap right here on the with the right clicking in the right thumbstick right here on the bottom here. So you can actually swap nights instantly. So as opposed to having to completely delete a show and remake it, you could swap Raw and SmackDown, their nights, instantaneously. You can also swap superstars super easy. So what they've done this year is they've actually made the user interface. The UI is so much more user-friendly now for us that I'm super, super excited for. But but guys, I think this is really, really huge that we are getting not only PLEs on multiple nights, or you can have multiple events on the same night. You are able, let's see if Smacktalks touches on it. No, he's more talking on the So you can actually have, if you want, a Monday Night Raw on Monday night, but also want to set a second show of Nitro on the same night, you can do that now and have multiple events on the same night, which is a huge, huge win for us. So if you can do multiple shows, so instead of having to create multiple universes, if you want one for WCW, one for ECW, one for WWF, one for WWE, one for AEW, you don't have to create multiple universe save files now. Now you can have them all within one save, which again, that's going to touch on the logo limit being an issue, but you can see WCW, he's showing you right here that you can actually place a WCW Monday Night show on Monday night right there. And look, now we have 2 shows on a Monday night. You can have the second show, Monday Nitro, with its own roster. The first one, Raw, with its own roster. That is absolutely fantastic. One of the sad takeaways that we have is going to be with, I believe we're still going to have the same issue with Money in the Bank cash-ins because it is a rivalry action. And we don't have rivalry actions on pay-per-views. You're unable to cash in at a pay-per-view. You can cash them in on a Raw or SmackDown or on a weekly show, but the PLEs don't have rivalry actions, which I'm wondering why not. Why can't you have any rivalry actions on a pay-per-view? I don't understand it. Another issue I saw come up was within the promos themselves. So here we'll show you the promo examples. If they are a champion, in the promo segment, again, if you set specific, there are some specific cutscenes that you can use in the rival reactions that I believe are champion specific. So you will have title belts in those scenarios. But for champions in the promo segments, I don't believe they actually come out with their titles. That is a one little glaring issue. It's a small issue, but I do believe for all the promo segments, the champions don't actually come out with their titles. So it's a small thing, very small thing. I can overlook it because I'm very happy with the changes that we are getting this year. Really, really excited for it. But I am a little bit upset that, like, again, it's just that one little thing that takes you out of it, where you'd like to see the champions be wearing their titles when they're coming out for a promo, when they're coming out for their entrance before the promo or whatever. But so far, I love the branching facts that you have the different options, and it will start a match right away if you go to start the match. I love the commentary team is touching on things, so it helps with the promo immersion, as well as the fact that I'm actually okay with there not being any dialogue. You just get the animations. And then if you're creating a YouTube video, super easy, throw in your own dialogue box there. And like you basically have create a story in your hands, right? It's not the same as being able to upload it to Community Creations, have other people play it. But this, for me, for Universe Mode, this is what I've wanted for Universe Mode forever. The promos really is the glue that puts all of this together. So I am so very happy to see the changes we are getting to Universe Mode this year. Again, the UI is really, really intuitive this year. Let's see if we get someone else. Maybe JustBryan touches on it a little bit. The UI, hard to cut through. It doesn't have any timestamps. But let's go to what's the status here. We'll just go to the basic first page. So you can see whether you play classic mode or sandbox or superstar mode, you have options in both. I think he actually touches on both. When you go into classic mode, we'll see if it shows, if he shows the very basic beginning. Get into classic mode. Does he go into classic or superstar? Okay, so you've got the option of tutorials right at the start, and then when he goes into classic mode, so you can see here what they've done is a lot of the things that you had to go to many separate menu screens to edit or change is now all right in front of you in the UI. So whether you want to change your superstars on the roster, the tag teams, touch on your rivalries, the calendar, edit your shows, championships, it's all right here in the UI. You still have the options menus for other things, like if you want to switch, I guess, between classic and superstar mode and stuff like that. But I love the changes that they have made to the UI. Very user-friendly, a very big positive change. And I do believe, so we're going to see here what the options menu looks like. Is what's the status shows us. I believe he goes into the options menu right here. Yeah, so in the options menu here, you're going to see, so you can switch between classic and superstar mode. You can turn intergender wrestling on or off if you want it. Automatic rivalries are on, tag team breakups and formations, crowd reaction changes, injuries, all the usual stuff you are able to change on the fly if you want. And then it still tells you the AI announcing of a cash-in rate, mid-match cash-in rate, post-match cash-in rate. So if you want the Money in the Bank cash-in to happen early if you want them to announce it or if you want them to do a mid or post-match thing, you can change the sliders. Again, stuff we had before, but really, really cool stuff. And for a lot of you that haven't touched Universe Mode in a few years, might be some new stuff there for you guys. Again, you have the tutorials and you can reset your universe and stuff. So that's everything from the options menu. I want to see him go into the Superstar mode if he does that for us, which I do believe he does somewhere here. I believe this is where he goes into the Superstar mode. Alpha looking hilarious there. So I think he goes into it right after this. So there, he's about to begin Superstar mode. This was him picking a Superstar. So he picks Randy Orton for the Superstar mode. And then we get to see here the difference in the UI. So you can manage the Superstar info, edit Superstar, or the options, or you can just go into playing your next match type. So very cool there. And you can, I believe, through the options, go in and manage your rivalry. So maybe it's under the Manage Superstar. Yeah, so it's in the actually Manage Superstar. You can start your rivalry. So if you're playing Superstar mode and you want the immersion of just playing basically in your own, this is always what I dreamed of having your own career mode for Universe Mode to provide that. And that's what I looked at playing as a Superstar mode as that. You pick your Superstar, you plug them into the roster you want to play them in, so you can create the whole AEW, WWF from the 90s, like your Attitude Era WWF or WCW or some sort of culmination of your own unique universe. Set your championships, set all your rivalries, or set whatever you want, and then you can just go and plug yourself in as whatever one specific Superstar, and then you can start a rivalry. Create a match. You can put yourself in a championship right away, championship match right away. Create a team, and then if you are in a rivalry, you can have the rivalry where it will automatically create the all the cutscenes for you and stuff. This is what I've always wanted as a career mode option from Universe Mode. So you have like kind of a never-ending career options, and the more cutscenes you have in the game, the more it will feel unique and random every time that you're not seeing the same cutscenes over and over and over. I understand the promo scenes and certain scenes are limited, so it will seem a little repetitive maybe after a little while. But again, when you have your own arenas, you have your own titles, you have your own roster, this to me is such a win. Such a win. I am looking so forward to playing Universe Mode this year, you guys. I know I have taken a little bit of a dump on some of the things that we don't have in the game this year, things I'm upset about, like the 1,000 logo limit, losing crossplay community creations between PC and current gen consoles because of the island and everything else. But this, to me, is a win. This is a huge win for the fan base, for creators, for people who like Universe Mode. I am so very happy to this for this. But again, make sure you go check out all the wonderful content creators who got to go to Creator Fest, get us out this footage and all this information. I appreciate you all for watching, but let's get into the giveaway details. So if you're familiar with the channel, you're aware I am going to be giving away copies of WWE2K25 before launch if we're able to hit our like goals. For this video, for this copy of WWE2K25, all we have to do is hit 500 likes on the video, and then for you to be entered into the draw, you need to just subscribe to the channel, like right here on YouTube. By the way, don't know why I didn't do that at the start of the video, but make sure you are subscribed to the channel, like the video again, pop it up to that 500 like number, and then go and follow me on Twitter, X, at MrDubs86. Again, link will be in the description down below. And then finally, I'm going to leave a link to the tweet for this YouTube video in the description below. Once this video hits 500 likes, again, we have until release date of the standard edition of the game on March 14th. So we have till March 14th to hit the 500 likes. Once we've hit 500 likes, just message, respond to the video on X or Twitter, like respond to the tweet that's going to be in the description below for this video, and just let me know we've hit 500 likes. Once I see that tweet from you guys, if you're the only one who let me know, then you won a copy of WWE2K25. Simple as that. If tons of you guys respond, then I'll just throw you guys into a random number generator based on the response time by the time I've seen it. So if there's 5 of you, 10 of you, 100 of you, it'll just be fair for everyone. But either way, good luck to all of you in the draw for the copy of WWE2K25. And my goodness, please leave me your comments and feedback in the description down below. because I'm super excited for the changes to Universe Mode. It's about time. It really feels like we're finally getting like all those creative mode, creative story cutscenes that I've always wanted pumped into the rivalry system in Universe Mode, along with the promos that we have now without the dialogue. I love it without the dialogue. I'm super, super happy with that. I think that's great. But more than anything else, just the user interface, being able to have 2-night events. Oh, and there's a couple of things I actually left out. I believe there's still an issue with the Royal Rumble winner challenging for the title at Elimination Chamber over WrestleMania, instead of doing it at WrestleMania, which is weird. So I hope they're able to fix that. And then the other thing is, you actually can compete in the King or Queen of the Ring. When you set up the tournament, it will actually do the tournament through the card, and I believe the winner will go on to SummerSlam for a championship opportunity. So really, really cool stuff there. Again, we're always going to see minor bugs and issues. Hopefully they're able to fix them for us, like the Royal Rumble winner competing at Elimination Chamber instead of WrestleMania. It's a little weird. But I'm super excited that we can have multiple pay-per-views, not even just PLEs on different nights, like a 2-night event, but you can have 2 in the same night, so that you have a big roster. If you want more matches, you can have 2 events going on the same night and mess around with that. Or if you have competing companies, like say if you want to have AEW and a WWE, you can have them both have a PLE on the same night if you want. So that's super, super cool. I think you're able to have 3 or maybe 5 even events on the same night. Don't get me wrong, it might be 2, but I think I heard somewhere it might be 3 or even 5 events on the same night. So super cool. Huge creative freedom, huge win for the fans. Again, super, super pumped for this. But for those of you who made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned to the channel, and good luck to everybody in the draw for a copy of WWE2K25. And until the next one, Dubious Ones, thank you so much for watching. Catch you next time. Deuces.